name is Heather, and for today's class we're going to do some attention around back bends, but we'll do lots of stuff in between to get us into the different back bends, ending with a pretty big pose, full wheel pose, but option to do bridge instead. Really take what you need from this class. That'll be really an important aspect to keep your awareness on as you approach some of the more challenging back bends. So first of all, finding a comfortable seated position. Any seat will do. You could even do this lying on your back. Let's take a moment here to come to our breath and really arrive in our practice. You might decide to close your eyes to help yourself drop in a little bit more deeply. You might already have changed your breath somewhat. That's totally fine. Just noticing those subtle shifts that you do just by being on your yoga mat, just by being in the yoga space, mentally and physically. Listen to your inhales and exhales. Feel for the energy that you have to give to today's class. And back bends can stir up all kinds of things within us. Back bends are a pretty vulnerable shape, and vulnerable in the positive sense, like you really put yourself out there in order to receive the benefits of the back bends, benefit being a stronger back. But we have to have some strength in order to strengthen ourselves, right? We have to have some sort of foundation. So we'll look at ways to engage our back before we go into the deeper poses. We'll spend some time warming up as well. So to begin here, it's not a back bend, not necessarily. So I want you to begin to notice your upper back. Start to really feel the sensations that are occurring there. See if you can notice your breath in your back. And then do the same thing for the middle of your back, really noticing the sensations there. A lot of us have had back pain in our lives somewhere along our spine, whether it's up into our neck, between our shoulders, or at the lower back, in the lower back area. So just look out for those stories. Look out for the self-talk. And you can even start to do that now. So I know for some of you, just the word back bend makes you cringe. Start to deepen your breath a little bit more fully. If there's a part of your life that you'd like to have a little bit more vulnerability, to open yourself up a little bit more, maybe you've been afraid or just cautious, it could be a nice way to embody and practice your bravery, practice being with the discomfort of bending over backwards. You can leave your hands as they are or bring them together in front of your heart. Let's seal in our attention for today with an Om. Take a deep inhale. Begin to open your eyes. Find your way into child's pose. And take child's pose at the end of your mat with your knees extra wide. Move away any props that you might have. Won't necessarily need them for today's practice unless you like to use them. So big toes together, knees wide, stretch your arms straight ahead, rest your forearm on the floor between your upper arms, and just notice any sensations that this pose elicits. A little tip as we start to do back bends is to try to evenly distribute the back bend, which means that for some of us our back bend might not be as deep as we would like. So the back bend is going to primarily come from your upper back, and if you're trying to compensate somehow, you might feel it other places more, or you might only feel it in your upper back. So just trying to evenly distribute the back bend throughout your spine. Stay low to the ground, walk your hands over to the right, and just do a big stretch to that left side of your body. I mean, we could call this a back bend. You're bending your back to the side. There's many ways to bend our back. We could bend our back in a spiral when we twist. And when we talk about back bends in yoga, we're talking about bending backwards. Take another deep inhale and exhale. And go over to the left. Same thing, just a big stretch through the side of your body as you breathe. Just giving our spine the message. We're gonna be putting you through your paces. Another deep inhale and exhale. And then return to center, return to child's pose. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, come to your hands and knees. With your knees underneath your hips and your hands a little wider than shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers wide, point your fingers pointing straight ahead, and the creases of your wrists aligned or parallel rather with the top of your mat. So begin by making a flat back. We'll do this a couple times today just to try to contrast our back bending. So draw your low ribs in, point your tailbone straight back, reach your sternum forward slightly, look straight ahead. So you've got some of the more natural curves of your spine happening. We're not necessarily, we're not back bending yet. So we're gonna start with back bending just our lower back. So as you inhale, you're gonna lift your butt up behind you. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone. I'm gonna try to isolate the cat-cow just in the pelvis for a little bit here. Inhale to lift your butt, and exhale, tuck your tailbone. And really working not to really move your upper body at all. Just your butt, basically lifting and tucking. A couple more times just like that. Push down into your hands, press into your fingertips, keep your head lifted. Okay, and then return to the neutral spine position. So you just got your natural curves of your spine looking straight ahead. And we'll isolate just your upper back. So as you inhale, you're gonna pull your sternum forward, look up. And then exhale, round just your upper back so your hips don't move, tuck your chin to your chest. And then once again, inhale, elbows stay straight, let your heart come down, and then pull it forward and up as you look up. And exhale, do the opposite. Lifting up through the back of your heart, curl your upper back, but keep your lower back as it is. And then just keep going, trying to isolate sort of the cat-cow feeling in your upper back. And just notice the difficulty, the challenge of isolating the movements. Return to neutral spine. Stay there for a breath. And now regular cat-cow. So as you inhale, let your belly drop, your butt lifts, heart pulls forward and up, look up. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone deeply, tuck your chin into your chest as you round your upper back. Keep your elbows straight as you inhale, come belly down, heart up, butt up, look up. Exhale, do the opposite. Lift the middle of your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Just keep going, inhaling and exhaling. Pressing down firmly into your palms, into your fingertips. One more time into cat and hold it so your upper back is rounded, the middle of your spine is reaching up. And then come down into cow, belly drops, butt lifts, heart pulls forward and up. And then go back to child's pose. We'll start a little sequence here. On your next inhale, come onto hands and knees. Exhale, bend your elbows and lower your body down to the mat. Keep your hands where they are. Inhale, curl your chest forward and up. Toenails pressing down. Exhale, push back to child's pose. Lift up from your belly. Push your hips towards your heels. Inhale, stand on your knees and reach up and look up. And then exhale, bring your butt back. Bring your hands down last, coming back to child's pose. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, lower to the floor by bending your elbows. Inhale, curl up for cobra pose. Exhale, push back down dog, or not down dog, but child's pose. The cobra can be just as big as you feel like making it at this point. Inhale, reach up. This is kind of like camel pose. Exhale, come back down for child. Inhale, pass through hands and knees. Exhale, lower yourself to the ground. Inhale, cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, child's pose, Balasana. Inhale, stand on your shins, reach up, Ustrasana, camel, camelish. Exhale, back to child's pose. So we'll just go through that a couple more times, inhaling to hands and knees. Exhale, slowly lower to the ground. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child. Inhale, camel. Exhale, child. Inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, camel pose. Exhale, child's pose. Last time, inhale, hands and knees. Exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, stand on your shins, reach up. Stay there. Exhale, make fists. Pull your fists down towards your waist and back. As you lean back, push your pelvis forward. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, pull back as you lean back. And then keep going. You can have your toes curled under if you'd like. That might make it slightly easier, because this is hard. And really flex your arms so you're like pulling down. Okay, just a couple more of those. Extra points if you start shaking a little bit. Okay, you're gonna pull down and stay in that lean back position, pelvis moving forward, and you're just gonna kind of rock from side to side here. It's really starting to warm up now. Good, now pull your belly in really strongly to bring your hands to the floor and go back to downward facing dog. Walk in place once you get in downward facing dog. press to walk forward toward the back of your hands. Coming into Uttanasana with your feet hip distance apart, standing forward bend. Interlace your fingers behind your back, lift your knuckles up toward the ceiling. Really let your head hang here. And practice both of these things. So let your shoulders relax. Let your shoulders kind of come up towards your ears. But then also practice pulling your shoulder blades together and up. So that you get both of those stretches. They're different from each other. Or, I mean, they're similar, but they're kind of, they just feel like two different things, right? You get like two different nice stretches there. Now place your hands on your hips. Squeeze your elbows in toward each other. Feel your weight in your feet as you inhale, come up to halfway. Press down into your heels and hold. Now press off of your heels to stand up. Inhale, reach out and up, bring your palms together, do a little back bend, look up. And then exhale, bring your arms to your sides. We'll go through some sun salutation A. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward bend, bring your fingertips to the floor, bend your knees. Inhale, lift your head, look forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back and lower down to the floor or chaturanga. If you go to the floor, lift up into cobra. If you do chaturanga, it's up dog. Exhale, down dog, and take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward, feet hip distance. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, reach out and up as you stand up. Bring your palms together overhead and look up. Exhale, bring your arms to your sides. Look forward for Tadasana. Inhale, reach back up to your little back bend. Exhale, forward bend, fingertips to the ground. Inhale, lifting halfway up for Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back, lower to the floor or chaturanga. If you go to the floor, do cobra. If you do chaturanga, inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog, 3 deep breaths. Listen for your inhales and exhales. Press down and forward with your hands. Press your fingertips down, really gripping the floor. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, bring your arms to your sides. Inhale, reach back up. Urdhva Namaskar, upward salute, little back bend. Exhale, fold. Bring all the way down to Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha. Exhale, hop or step back, lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Inhale, lifting halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, reaching all the way up, upward salute. Exhale, arms at your sides, bring your feet together, getting ready for Sun Salutation B, Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, as you sit down, reach up for Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, separate your feet, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, look forward. Exhale, hop or step back, chaturanga or to the floor. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward, bring your left heel down, coming all the way up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower, chaturanga or the floor. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, right heel down. Inhale, warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Hands together or apart, it's up to you. Exhale, hands down, step back, chaturanga, or the ground. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog, 3 deep breaths. So you see the sun salutations having cobra or up dog, and then warrior one is also a back bend. Really nice way to warm up for these. Take another deep breath, inhale. Exhale, hop or step forward. Feet together. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhale, Utkatasana, chair. Exhale, forward bend. Separate your feet. Unless you like your feet together, that's fine. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Chaturanga or the floor. Inhale, Bhajangasana or Urdhva. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot forward, back heel down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog, left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, little back bend of choice. Exhale, down dog, 3 deep breaths. Push down and forward with your hands pressed into your fingertips. Draw your low ribs in a little bit, but keep your tailbone lifting. Lengthen your arms. Take a deep inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Inhale, lifting halfway up, look forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bring your feet together. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana. One last round. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hop or step back. Lower down. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot forward, left heel down. Inhale, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, chaturanga on the floor. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, push back, down dog, and breathe. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, feet together. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Tadasana. Whew. Feeling the heat, feeling the mugginess. Okay, so start with your feet together. We're going to move on to a balancing pose now, not Trijanasana. Nice back bending balancing pose. So with your knees a little bit bent, shift your weight to your left foot. Bend your right knee, reach for the outside of your right ankle with your right hand, and then squeeze your ankle and knee back in so your knee lines up with your hip. Put your left hand on your hip. Squeeze your left hip in, and then pull your navel in as you start to lean forward. Bend your left knee, kick your foot into your hand, but keep squeezing that inner right knee in. Kick, 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 and then lift from your thigh. Once you've got your balance, bend your left knee a little bit more. Reach your left arm forward. Natarajasana, King Dancer. Such a cute pose. It's in like every pharmaceutical commercial. Take another deep breath. All right, and then come on up to stand. Bring your right foot down. Whew. Okay, show this one from the side. Bend this way. Bend both knees slightly. Feet are close together or touching to begin with. Reach down as you bend your left knee, free the outside of your ankle, and then squeeze your knee back in. That's going to be important to help your balance. From there, start to rotate your knee straight back as you lean forward, right hand on your hip. And with your right hand on your hip, you might be able to kind of push that hip straight back. We want to be thinking about pushing our thigh bone straight back, keep your left knee bent, and then lift up from your right thigh, left thigh, kick into your left hand. Once you've got your balance, you can do the cherry on top. Reach your arm forward. And there's this thing in yoga called drishti. Drishti is your gazing point. Helps you balance, focusing on a gazing point. Last breath. Good, and then draw your low ribs in as you stand up. Woo. Good, standing balance here, standing back bend. Big toes together. Tuck your tailbone, lift your pubic bone. Bring your palms together overhead, and we're gonna do steeple mudra. Interlace the first 3 fingers, pointer fingers point straight up, and then your thumbs cross. So you're gonna reach up from there, draw your low ribs in. Take a deep inhale, and then as you exhale, back bend to the side. So you're gonna go to the right first. Step firmly into that left foot. Good. Keep trying to draw your thumbs back. Lengthen the back of your neck. Good, and then squeeze the left side of your body to come out. Draw your low ribs in, reach up, inhale. Exhale to the left. Really challenging those tummy muscles and low back. Reach, 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 reach your thumbs back. Keep the back of your neck long. And then pull your low ribs in to come up. Palms together, inhale, reach up. And now exhale, back bend to the back. Awesome. So you can look up or you can look straight ahead if your neck is not feeling this. Feel where your back bend gathers. See if you can lift up from there. Pulling in both directions. Sending some of that back bend down and some up. Good, and then draw your low ribs in firmly to come forward. Bring your hands onto your hips. Take a deep inhale, separate your feet. A little wider than hip distance. And then exhale, bend your knees and fold halfway down. Good, stay there with your knees a little bent. Feel your weight in your feet. Take a deep inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, bend your knees a little bit more and fold all the way down. Interlace your fingers again behind your back, this time with the opposite fingers on top. Pull your knuckles up away from your back. Pull your shoulders up as your hands go back behind you. And then you can play with that like you did last time. You can either let your shoulders relax, let them come up by your ears and feel that stretch, or you can squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift your knuckles and feel that stretch. Take another deep inhale and exhale. And put your hands back on your hips. Squeeze your elbows in. Once again, gather your center. Draw your low belly in as you come up to halfway. Lengthen your spine. Bend your knees a little. Push off your heels to stand up. Stand at the top of your mat if you're not already. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Bring your palms together overhead, a little back bend. Exhale, forward bend, bend your knees, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift halfway up and look forward. Exhale, hop or step back, lower down to the ground. All the way to the ground. Flip your feet, toenails on the floor. Squeeze your elbows in. Inhale, curl your chest forward and up. Bring your shoulder blades back. Look up. Cobra, hold, breathe. You might be able to straighten your arms more, but if this is really intense for you, you might even not use your hands and just use the strength of your back muscles, more like a locust pose. We have one more breath. Okay, push your knees down, draw your low ribs in, come into a half plank position. Half plank, tuck your toes, full plank position, and then push back to dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward, spin your left heel down. Inhale for warrior one, we're gonna hold this. Let's do a different hand variation. Hook your thumbs and then pull your thumbs apart, bring your shoulders down, bring the back of your hands back, but keep your front knee super bent. Yeah, pull your low ribs in even as you back bend. You're keeping some tension in the front of your belly so that you don't just collapse backwards. Sounds bad, probably would not feel that great. So how can you evenly distribute the back bend so you're still doing something vulnerable but from a more strong place? Okay, now draw your belly in, low ribs in. Start to turn your body out to the left, turn your back foot out, and your arms down to the height of your shoulders from warrior two. And we'll sneak that side bend in again. So you're gonna lean back to back and reach over your face with your right arm. Good. Take another deep inhale and exhale. Straighten your right leg and just keep reaching back. And then reach up and over, keeping your right leg straight. Either bring your hand to your shin, right hand, or to the outside of your foot for triangle. Keep drawing your low ribs in, look up. So for triangle, nice contrast because there shouldn't be a back bend in it. So just trying to draw your low ribs in. So triangle pose sets us up for half moon pose. Look down toward the floor, bend your right knee a little bit, push off your back foot for half moon. If you have a block that you like to use, you can use that underneath your right hand. Okay. Out of the pot and into the frying pan, bring your left knee into your chest, that top leg. And then hold on to the outside of your left ankle. Begin to keep your heel in as you rotate your thigh back. Once your leg is back behind you, kick your foot into your hand. This is sugarcane pose, Chapasana, Ardha Chandra Chapasana. Really beautiful, hard pose. Take another deep breath. Release your left foot. Come back to warrior two. Take a deep breath there. Spin, turn, touch the floor. Keep your left hand down. Lift your left heel, come all the way over to the pinky side as your left foot. Stack your feet, lift your right arm up. Good, now take your left foot or right foot back behind you onto the floor for dancer's bridge. Yep. Curl your back, reach back with that right hand. Left hand, yes, right hand. Good, and then pull your navel in to spin out, back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, find your way to the ground once again. Maybe you can lower all in one piece, coming to the ground at the same time with your whole body. Inhale, curl up for cobra and hold. So like I said, if it's just too intense, take your hands off the ground and just use the strength of your own back instead of using your hands to force the back bend. Shoulders are rolling down and back, collarbones broad. Elbows squeeze in lightly. Okay, let's practice this again. Push your knees down. Tuck your tail, draw your low ribs in, come into half plank. Tuck your toes, full plank, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step forward, right heel spins down. Turn your pelvis forward, inhale, reach up, hook your thumbs, opposite thumb in front this time. And then pull your thumbs apart. Press down firmly into your back heel, keep spinning the right side of your chest forward. Both heels push down really, and then squeeze in through your left sitting bone. Start to lean back a little more. As you lean back, you keep some of the tension in your belly, just to balance it out a little bit. I know this is super hard to hold. We got one more deep breath. Good, and then gather yourself up, really pull your low ribs in, spin to the right, bring your arms down to your sides and hold warrior two for a minute. Nice contrast pose here as well. Keep your low ribs drawing in and reach up to the crown of your head, shoulders directly over your hips, not reaching forward. Too many things to do. Okay, bring your right hand onto your right thigh, turn your left palm up, and then reach back, but keep your left knee bent. Deep breaths. Okay, begin to straighten your left leg as you reach back. Good, and stretch from your left toe tips through your left fingertips. Good, now squeeze the left side of your body to come up and over for triangle. Hands to your shin is fine, or to the outside of your leg, hold here. Drawing your low ribs in, try to lengthen the underneath of your, well, it'd be your left side waist. Your head is in line with your butt, back of your neck stays long. And listen for your deep breath, one more deep inhale and exhale. Now look down. Preparing, bend your left knee, push off your right foot, send yourself forward about a foot with that left hand, and then hold Ardha Chandrasana for a second, half moon pose. Draw your low ribs in, get your balance. You might bend your left knee a little bit. Bring your right knee to your chest. So bend your knee, bring your knee in, hold on to the top of your ankle, and then rotate your leg back. Don't try to extend your leg until your knee is back behind you. Then kick your foot into your hand, but keep some of the tension at the front of your belly like we were practicing earlier. You can look up, you can look down, really wherever helps you to balance. So put your drishti wherever it helps you. And then from here, we're gonna start to extend our right knee again, straightening the leg. Keep reaching up with your right hand, and then slowly but surely bending your left knee. Come back to warrior two for a moment. Whew. Big breath. And turn forward. Bring both hands to the mat. We're going into Vashisthasana, so you're going to flip over that back foot to the pinky side edge. Stack your feet for a moment, get your balance, lift your left hand, and then left foot steps back behind you. Curl your heart up toward the ceiling, reach back with your left hand. Breathe. Probably one of my favorite back bends. Okay, and then draw your low ribs in again to rotate all the way back to plank pose. Take a deep inhale, plank. Last time through this, exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose. We're not going to hold it this time. Exhale, dog. Breathing. Just noticing how your kidney area feels now. The top of your pelvis, maybe even your sacrum area, low ribs, mid and upper back. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, hop or step forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale, fold forward. For a moment here, bend your knees and just hang, hold on to your elbows. Let that weight traction your spine a bit. You could separate your feet more. You might lean side to side. Whatever feels good. Step back to down dog just for a moment. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, bring your right thigh to your chest as you come forward, shoulders over wrists. And then take your right knee out to the right and lay your shin and the side of your foot on the ground. Yep, getting ready for a pigeon pose prep. You're gonna take that left leg and just kind of scoot it back. So the deal is with pigeon pose, I mean, it would be really rare for somebody to actually be able to get their right butt cheek to the floor here. If you're up really high and it's super uncomfortable, you could grab a block or a blanket. Otherwise, you're just kind of hovering between the two sitting bones. Neither one of them are down. Okay, look back, check your heel lined up with your butt cheek. And then I know our first thing that we want to do here is just lay down, but that's not what we're doing yet. So squeeze your front shin, back knee in, and kind of lift up and just hold. You could do hands on the fingertips on the floor or just hands wherever they would be comfortable. And I just want you to squeeze the front shin and the back knee in as much as possible and really get your inner thighs to engage here for a moment. Take another deep breath. You want to get them nice and tired. Use a lot of effort. And now start to relax so that your pelvis comes down a little bit more. You're probably, let's do the twisted variation. You're going to leave your left hand on the floor or a block if you have it. Otherwise, turn, look over your right shoulder, bend your left knee. So we're going to do that a couple times. Bend, bring your heel in, and then come out just in case you get hamstring cramp. Yeah. Just warm up those hammies. We stretched our hamstrings, but we didn't really make them work very hard. Okay. Bring it up. Lean back. Grab around with your right hand to the outside of your left foot or the inside if that's what you need to reach. And then kick your foot back into your hand. Turn your chest to face forward. And it's kind of like Natrajasana. This is Rajakapatanasana, King Pigeon. Okay? So you can kind of feel you could do this more collapsed or squeezing in, and you can lift a little higher. I promise we're going to rest here in a second. Take another breath. And then release your back foot. And come on down into a nice forward bend here. Pigeon pose prep. And just remember that tip about not really actually allowing your right butt to touch the floor. So you kind of are balancing between the two hips with your weight. Take another breath. Okay, so you're going to go back to downward facing dog, and it can be nice, since we just kind of squish the crap out of our leg, to lift your right leg up and just shake it a little bit. Or you can do like the scorpion dog shape with your knee bent, foot back. Really whatever feels good. Straight leg might feel good. Roll your ankle. Just get the blood flowing back to that leg. Okay. Left leg up. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your left thigh to your chest as you come forward into a plank position. Take your left knee out to the left and then lay your shin down and scoot your right leg further back. I didn't say this on the right side, but you want your knee to be out wider than your hip. So if you look at yourself, and you know, some people can do this pose with their shin parallel to the top of their mat, but that is super rare. It's better for most of us to have our heel almost underneath our groin. Squeeze your shin and your back knee in and just rise up. Really use the strength of your inner thigh muscles here for a moment. So this can be like a hip flexor stretch. You push down the top of your foot, your back foot more. Almost done here, breathing deeply. So you can see the back bend is already created just by being in this shape until we like lay down and forward, and then you're in forward bend instead. Now mostly relax your inner thighs. I doubt they totally relax in this position. You're going to bring your right hand to the floor so that you can twist, turn toward the left. And then a couple times, you're just going to do some hamstring curls. Bringing your right foot up and down. Just giving your right hamstring a moment to adjust. You can imagine you have something heavy on your foot, or like a TheraBand that you're working against. Weirdly helps to imagine those things. Okay. Turn and look over your left shoulder. Bend your right knee. Reach with your right or left hand back. Grab for the in or the outer ankle, whatever you can reach, and then kick your foot back. Once you've got that, turn the left side of your chest forward, and then balancing, you might squeeze your knees in again. Reach forward with your right hand. We'll take about 3 deep breaths here. There's a couple different variations of this pose that are all under the Raja Kapotanasana name. This being one of them, but they just get more and more difficult and weird in Light On Yoga. Last breath. That was probably more than 3. Bring your hands down, bring your right foot down, and now allow yourself to rest. So this front leg has already been in this position for quite a while, so we're only going to take a few breaths here. One more inhale, exhale. And start to peel yourself out of the pose. Once again, going to down dog for just a moment. Just to get that left leg now up into the air. Do a little bit of stretching there. Okay, bring your left foot down. Walk forward toward the back of your hands or get close. Take your feet out wide so that you can sit. Bring your legs forward and then lay onto your back. Once you get to your back, bend your knees, feet on the floor. And actually, let's do knees to your chest. So bring your legs in, wrap your arms around your legs, and just rock from side to side. So we are at our final destination, getting ready for 3 last back bends that lead into Shavasana. You could do a combination of things. Here you can do nothing and ignore me completely and do Shavasana already. Or you can do bridge pose or full wheel all 3 times, or a combination of bridge pose and full wheel. Okay, let's all start with bridge. Unless you're like, no, I want full wheel, and then do it. Do that. Otherwise, feet on the floor, hip distance apart. We can all start this way no matter what pose. Arms at your sides, palms on the floor. Scoot your shoulder blades together underneath you a little bit more. Toes facing straight ahead. Heels very close to your butt. Begin by tucking your tailbone toward the back of your knees and then follow that by lifting your pelvis up. Interlace your fingers underneath your back. Roll your upper arms underneath you. So if you have a hard time reaching your hands together underneath your back, you're not going to do full wheel pose. You might even just hold onto the edges of your mat in bridge pose. Okay, and try to rip your mat apart instead of holding your hands together. Full wheel takes a ton of shoulder mobility and shoulder strength. Keep your tailbone tucked and go ahead and lift up onto the ball of your feet so you can try to lift your pelvis higher, and then keep it that lifted. Bring your heels back down to the ground. Lift your chin. Take one more breath here in bridge, Dvipadasana, kind of a fun one to say. And then release your hands and bring your butt to the floor. And then windshield wiper your knees side to side. Okay, so that's a nice long bridge there. If that feels about at the very limits that your back kind of has, especially at this point, feel free to do that again. Otherwise, I'm going to instruct full wheel. Starts out the same, feet hip distance apart, toes facing straight ahead, heels close to your butt. Okay, arms at your sides, palms on the ground, scoot your shoulder blades closer together underneath your back. Take a deep inhale, tuck your tailbone toward the back of your knees. As you exhale, lift your pelvis. Bring your hands down next to the sides of your ears. So you're going to be interlacing your fingers underneath your back if you're doing full wheel. Fingers facing your shoulders. Take another deep inhale here. And then exhale, push into your hands, come to the top of your head. Move your hands forward slightly so you can see your thumbs, squeeze your elbows in. And then on your next inhale, lift all the way up. And then it's just a matter of holding. You might walk your feet closer to your fingers if that feels like a good idea. Remember the idea, even if you're in bridge, of distributing the pose evenly through your spine. And even if you're doing full wheel, you can do the trick of lifting your heels, try to get your butt higher, and then bring your heels back down. Coming down whenever you feel like it, otherwise taking another deep breath. And then tuck your chin, bend your elbows, slowly bring the back of your head to the floor, and then the rest of your body. Arms at your sides. If you need to, you can do a wrist release now, and that would just be taking your hands palm face down underneath your butt. Lift your feet and just kind of roll your hips on your wrists. If your wrists are okay, we'll just rest here. Okay. So it's your choice, yogi's choice, yogini's choice, whether you do bridge or you do full wheel, or you skip it and say, I'm doing Shavasana now. Either one is a good option. So if you're doing bridge or full wheel, you're going to bring your feet back to the position. In line, maybe even a little bit wider than your sitting bones, toes facing straight ahead, knees hip distance apart. Place your hands. If you're doing bridge, they're going to come underneath you, so hands at your side. If you're doing full wheel, put your hands next to your shoulders with your fingers pointing toward your shoulders, next to your ears. And then if you're doing full wheel, you might come up all in one breath or not. Everyone, tuck your tailbone, lift your hips. And then on the inhale, either come to the top of your head or lift all the way up into bridge or full wheel. If you come to the top of your head, you have just that second more to adjust your hands and move your shoulders into place and come up. And then just breathe in here. You're in full wheel. Really important to press into your fingertips, thumb tips. Push down into your hands so that your wrists don't take this. This is extreme, hyper extension of your wrists. Last breath. Good, and then slowly bending your elbows to bring the back of your head down if you're in full wheel. Coming down nice and slow. Wrist release. You're going to bring the back, or your palms face down underneath your butt. Put your butt on your wrists and just rock from side to side. Or roll your knees from side to side. Let's do a couple sighs of relief. Take a deep inhale through your nose, exhale with sound through your mouth. 2 more just like that. Just letting it all go. Inhale. Okay, so back bends are so intense. Your body most likely wants you to do something right now, or it's going to naturally have you walk, pull you in a direction. So take your hands out from underneath you and just see where it goes. What's your body asking of you now? And go ahead and do that thing here. And then just slowly bring your elbows to your knees. Bring your knees to your chest. 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 do that for a moment and for a couple breaths. Just giving yourself exactly what you're asking for. Okay, and now transitioning into some sort of resting position. Because we did so much back bending, it could feel good to rest with your legs propped up. So you could scoot yourself to a wall and do legs up the wall pose, or if you have any props, blankets, blocks, whatever you got, you put them underneath your knees and rest like that for Shavasana. So we'll take a couple minutes here to rest. Take up at least the space on your own mat. Tuck your chin, bring your shoulder blades a little bit closer together underneath you. You can lift your butt and lay it back down. Try to get your sacrum to lay on the floor a little better. If you have more sides of the leaf that need to come out, you can allow that to happen. And when you're ready, just allowing your breath to go on its own. Like, you don't have to stop deep breathing. You don't have to try to make yourself stop. You're just letting the things go without too much effort. You're starting to feel the floor underneath you again, really noticing your body laying there. You feel your clothes on your skin, the temperature of the air around you, the way things smell. You might be able to notice the light coming through your eyelids, the sounds. make some movements. Taking your time with the next few breaths to come back to a seated position. Once you're in your seated position, you might take a moment just to reflect on all the ways that you bent and the ways that you approached those shapes, those situations and encounters with some difficult things. I love yoga as a way to practice life. So sitting up tall here, you can leave your hands where they are or bring them together in front of your heart if you choose. Just like to say in honor of each other, in honor of this practice that we call yoga, in honor of the teachers of yoga who brought yoga to the West, to us, and in honor of the native people whose stolen land that we practice on, let's sing our final Om out into space. Take a deep inhale. Bow your head to your heart. Thank yourself. I thank you. When you're ready, lift your head, open your eyes. Thanks so much for taking this class. I hope you enjoyed it. If you feel like it, you can like it, subscribe, share, do all the things. If you want to pay me for my time, I love that, of course. You can use my PayPal or my Venmo, and the information of that is on my YouTube channel here in the About section. Thanks again.